You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
There's Becker.
Hey, together at last.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Becker, can you hear everything?
Yeah, I can hear great.
Okay.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, really good.
Sounds good on this end.
This is cool.
All right.
We've reinvented the internet, gentlemen. We're all on a virtual bus.
The world is our bus. Here we are, near the internet. We can't see each other.
We are near the wild.
John,
this podcast is about us trying to learn how to use Skype.
Yeah.
Welcome to Near the Wild. We are not really as close to the wild as we usually are, but we're here anyways. I'm John Norris.
I'm Matt Becker.
And I'm Greg Chaille.
It's -6 where I'm at.
You're not outside. You're not in the bus.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you really?
100%.
Oh, nice. At least somebody's in the bus. So we are separated. Greg Chaille no longer in Alaska.
Out here in right now, Sammamish, Washington, for a while.
Sammamish.
Beautiful Sammamish. So we've stranded Becker because I'm home. I guess I could have been at the bus today, but I'm moving, so I'm just kind of looking at all my shit.
Every time we try to do a podcast, somebody's moving.
Yeah.
John Norris is doing his snowbird move. He's inching south. Actually, you're moving north.
Going
Right?
north.
It's like you got to move a little bit north before you can go south. So I'm moving across town, where it's usually about 6 degrees cooler than it is in Midtown. But this is step one in a long journey to a more habitable climate.
This isn't a 100-yard dash. This is a marathon.
Yeah.
Okay. And Becker's leaving soon to head down to Costa Rica.
Yep.
And then the reason we're doing it in different locations is because sooner or later, Becker will be broadcasting from Costa Rica, John will be in Alaska, and I will be most likely, either in Washington or in Arizona.
Yeah, which is going to be really cool then, because then that shows basically how technology can keep you from drifting apart. Oh, remind me, call my mom. Tell her Merry Christmas.
We're taking full advantage of the internet for more than just pornography. It was just first for me. I usually strictly use the internet for pornography.
So you're going to be living with a girl. What's that going to be like?
I think it'll be good. I'll have to, I don't know, just...
You going to put secret cameras in the shower, film her, and then watch it while she's gone?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that doesn't sound creepy at all.
So, and this girl doesn't even know me. I'm just moving into her house. I'm going to live in her attic. So whenever she goes to work, I can creep down and go through her stuff.
Yeah, so your hours are going to be weird because you've got to do the kind of the off regular person hours because you can't come down and go in the fridge when she's there.
So I'm going to be a bit of a night owl, creeping around during the evenings.
Cool. Do you ever do that where you're so self-conscious of being quiet that you actually make so little noise it wakes the person up?
It's too much noise.
Impossible.
That's what Becky goes. Just bang around, make noise. I don't care, but don't do that thing where you try not to make noise.
Holding your breath and like tiptoeing.
Yeah, and just like open her purse real slow, taking money out. Just quiet.
Maybe that was the alarm, the clasp on the purse opening. Well, those slippers you got for Christmas will come in handy when you're cat pawing around, so she doesn't hear you up in the attic.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a whole cat burglar outfit that I'm gonna be wearing, just kind of just skin tight black. So I'll just be slinking around. It's a different lifestyle.
So you forgot to make a costume for Halloween, but you got a costume for moving in?
Yeah. Exactly.
You're very organized.
It's just in case. So he has the cat burglar outfit, the onesie, so that it doesn't look weird that he's basically squatting in her attic.
Oh yeah. I thought about dressing up like a giant rat or maybe like a possum living in the attic, but I figured the all black would be more inconspicuous.
A lot of work on that tail too, because it's prehensile.
I have a possum costume if you want to borrow it.
Do you really?
It's dirty, but it's good.
Well, just like a possum.
Well, no, because I had to lay there for like an hour to convince him.
I'd be suspect if the possum outfit was clean.
Yeah, you're clean. You're no possum. You're a sloth.
Does it have a pouch that I can like shove stuff in?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The possums, they're not. I guess they have a pouch when they birth the animal, right?
Yeah, they're marsupials.
Who just told me that? Did you know kangaroos, they defecate inside that pouch? The babies, that's what they don't get out to go to the bathroom. They just do it all right in there.
Yeah.
Then someone comes in once a week and cleans up, leave a $5 underneath the bureau.
Just unbelievable.
There's like a goo in there that's like some sort of self-cleaning antibacterial goo. It's like they have Purell in their pouch.
There is no such thing as self-cleaning. I realize that's a lie. That's just, it's better than when you brought it in. You're good. Like that stuff you spray. Remember the scrubbing bubble stuff? I tried that. You spray it in the bathroom, it goes down the wall and cleans it.
The scrubbing bubbles, the commercial.
Yeah.
Lysol.
Shoot high, aim low. Yeah. And it just runs down the wall. And then you're like, so is it clean now? And they're like, well, you could rub it with a cloth real hard, a bunch. Why'd I need this foam stuff?
Are you talking about that device that you hung from the shower caddy that would spray the walls when you got out?
Yeah, it spins. It goes, shoo, 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 shoo.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's like a turret gun that could like accidentally go off while you're in the shower and spray you in the eyes.
It says do not use while you're in the shower.
But if someone didn't tell you that they brought it home and they put it in the shower caddy and then you thought it was a shampoo dispenser.
Oh, yeah, and it shouldn't be motion activated. I thought that was a dumb marketing move on their part.
You're buying this to go down the drain. That's basically what you're doing.
Yeah, here, throw this away for us.
So, Greg, tell us about your move. You've been gone for about a week now, right?
Yeah, exactly a week.
Stress-free move, like always?
No, not at all.
You got a new driver's license yet?
No. I left town on Saturday night. There was a lot of stuff I didn't get taken care of, but I got a lot of really good friends up in Anchorage, so I just, left my keys behind the bar and said, hey, can someone sell my truck? And left the title, and then other things I just left in USPS boxes, and those just arrived today. So, yeah, it was stressful, but at the same time, I just kind of left it to other people to give me a hand.
Well, that's called good leadership.
Yes, I think so.
I'm jealous. I want to be a minimalist.
Yeah. As soon as I got here in Sammamish, my sister-in-law, she in the kitchen, she pulled open a top drawer, and that's kind of the universal junk drawer area, top drawer somewhere in the kitchen. And I looked down and I'm all, oh, junk drawer. I don't have one of those. That was kind of nice.
Yeah. We have a top, bottom, middle one. And it wouldn't all fit in the kitchen.
When I think minimalist, I don't think Becker.
No.
The mannequin's killing me, though.
Why?
I got Greg's mannequin.
Yeah, what happened there?
It's in my room. So now people walk in my room. I got a male mannequin wearing Batman underwear and a mechanical Santa Claus hat. And people go, hey, what are you into, dude?
But then you always got that feeling someone's staring at you.
Oh, no, I put the camera on the Skype where I pulled it up, and I saw a guy standing behind me. I jumped. I was like, son of a bitch. A young boy's going to attack me.
Maybe it'll be like that movie Mannequin. You remember that movie where the mannequin comes to life at night?
I don't steal Netflix, sir.
Wait.
I'll give you my password. It's great. Great movie.
When did the mannequin come to life? What activated it?
I think it was only at night, and the guy had to be alone. So I think
Did he spill soda on it or something?
he fed it after midnight. Maybe, I don't know. It came to life when they were alone. So maybe he was crazy, because I know there were times like where like a security guard would catch him, and it would be a mannequin again.
Like the minute the guy, the security walked into the room. And then it was froze. It's like, no, my friend right here. It's like, what, that mannequin?
I guarantee you that every security guard's nightmare is going, yeah, I saw the movie, but it's not real, dude.
So
No, really, she's real when you're not here. Yeah,
you're just fucking a mannequin. That's not a person.
You're fired. Yeah. And you got to pay for the dress. Do you see that where they got cameras in the mannequins now?
No, where's that?
They got wireless cameras in the mannequins now, so to watch for shoplifters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that great? And they're wireless. They just sit on the sales floor. So anytime you see a mannequin, they can rotate the mannequin.
Yeah.
So it can follow you. So when you're like, I swear to God, she's hitting on me, dude.
Why don't they just get those street performers, those living statues, paint themselves silver? Why don't they just get a couple of those guys, play some strategically in the I don't know where they steal, underpants? I don't know.
Paint them beige and put them out there.
Why do I think street performers might be your shoplifters?
Shoplifting went up.
He comes in naked, he leaves fully clothed. You figure it out.
So the one thing that happened was all the podcasting gear. I put it in a bag, one tote, and we get off the plane, and we're the only ones at the carousel in SeaTac, and all the bags come down except one. I'm like, what the fuck was in that bag? And I figured out what it was. It was the podcast gear, and I didn't get it for 2 days. And I have no idea why, but the one thing, and I get it, it's busy, they're moving stuff around a lot and short times in between planes. I travel enough that I know that's going to happen, and so I try and take pictures of the bag before you give them to them, and so you at least have something there. There's a tip right there. When you go to turn your bags in at the counter, take a picture with your phone so that when you get to your destination, if your bag's missing, they turn that little that laminated chart. They go, what does your bag look like here?
Yeah.
Then you just show it on your phone, and it's helped us out a couple of times on the road. But
that's brilliant. Unless you put your camera in the bag.
Yes. Hold on, let me put one thing in there. So I'm in Seattle. I'm asking the gal, is there any chance it's going to get on the flight? She goes, well, there's 3 more flights coming from Portland. Chances are it's probably on one of those. It wasn't. But now I'm there an extra hour waiting to find out what's going on. And I said, is there any way you can look at where the bag was last? She goes, because they've got the barcodes on there, your names on that sticker. There's all this stuff, And I go, can you just tell me where the last time it was checked through? She goes, oh, in Anchorage. I go, wait a minute. You don't barcode it like every step of the way, like FedEx, UPS, and now the United States Postal Service? She goes, oh no, we only get it when it gets to the final destination. So anywhere between where I dropped it off in Anchorage to where I'm supposed to pick it up, there's no record of it passing through any kind of portal anywhere. And she goes, yeah, that's basically how it works.
Yeah, it doesn't seem flawed at all.
Well, they've only had 60 years to perfect this system.
Well, but the system's already in place with other businesses. I couldn't believe it, and that was basically her answer. And that was whatever. I knew I'd get it, but at the same time, I was like, it seems like you should be able to track when it goes from, say, Dulles Airport into Tallahassee, and go, oh, here's where the problem is. She couldn't tell me anything about where it has been, other than that I dropped it off in Anchorage.
You were one tote over the line.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, other than that, pretty smooth move. I hope you the best on your 6-block venture, John.
Yeah, it's already. I'm sitting in my room right now, full of all the shit that I need to move, and I have so many things that I don't need or want, but I can't get rid of because you never know.
Like, give me an example of one.
I've got these squirt guns that I didn't even know I had.
No. That's obvious. You keep those, right, Becker? You don't.
Yeah, 100%. Squirt guns. When are they gonna go bad?
Give me an example of something that you don't know if you're gonna need it.
I keep all of my like tax returns and bills and stuff and student loan stuff that I don't know why I even have.
No, shred that.
Put lighter fluid in the squirt gun. Shoot it.
Perfect. You guys do move a lot. You guys are professionals. You have a moving company?
No, but we do have a shredding company.
So it is this stuff, and I'm moving into my girlfriend's house, and she has everything I would ever need to survive, I guess. So I feel like I could just get rid of everything.
You could.
Yeah, and she could too.
Which leaves you with nothing. Then you're the ultimate minimalist.
Oh, that's perfect.
The Germans would look up to you.
What do you really need in life besides an internet connection?
I said a deck of cards, a laptop, internet connection, and water. You gotta have water.
Gotta have water.
Well, I'm packing all of my jugs of water.
That's all you really need.
That's your template, bro.
Okay. Well,
and a notebook and paper. That's it.
In case the internet goes out?
Well, 100% if the internet goes out. How are you gonna write help with the laptop?
You know what? Get a Sharpie. Put it in your sock just in case, because from a plane you can't really see ballpoint pen on a legal pad.
Handcuff key too. Always keep a handcuff key in your shoe.
That's a good one.
You never know. Wrong identity? Not now.
Yeah.
This helps a lot.
Yeah.
But I hate moving. I feel like I have. I'm only 28 years old, and I have definitely moved more than 12 times in the last 8 years.
Yeah, but you're doing a lot of little hops.
Yeah, I just move around town a lot.
Someone-
I moved from LA up to here when I was 20, but that was like one box in a duffel bag.
Yeah, because they don't give you much in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had an envelope full of cash and my dreams.
Yeah. Tie-dye shirt.
Some
Surf-
children's poems that I wrote that I hope to get published soon.
Surfboard.
Hey Becker, what was it? I remember when you were doing tribble runs with Stanhope. What was the story about the vehicle you were driving? You had a surfboard on top or something?
Yeah, we had a Yugo with a surfboard on top.
Now a Yugo.
Yeah.
What is a Yugo?
Exactly my point. Explain what a Yugo is.
That was made in Yugoslavia. They only made them for a few years. And the joke I used to do was, I drive a Yugo. I go, it was so slow that you could flick a cigarette out and bounce in front of you. But it wasn't really actually slow. It would hum at 55. If you we'd take a brick because it didn't have automatic anything. We'd take a brick, you could put it on the pedal and shove it down, and it would hold it at that speed. So it was like cruise control.
Cruise control.
So you could push it down, get it at 55, and just hum along. I used to put my legs on the passenger seat when I was by myself and just cruise down the road sideways. And it was hysterical. It was a great car. It ran perfect. The only thing was, there were 23 parts they no longer made because the country stopped making them and then fell apart.
Yeah.
I said the country fell apart before the car did.
Which no one thought that would happen.
No, but it really was. There were parts that you just couldn't get. It's like a water pump. So I'd find somebody with an old Yugo and I'd just go, hey, how much for the water pump? And they go, you have a whole car for $200. I go, just the water pump. So I would have spare parts in the back of the Yugo.
Yeah.
But Doug and I were driving it and we were going to Sault Ste. Marie. And we had to drive across the big, what is the big bridge? The one, Lake Shigumi, whatever, the one from the Gordon Lightfoot song. Anyway, we're driving over. It's a big suspension bridge over Lake Erie.
Okay.
And we're driving across it. We get to the casino where we're supposed to be at, and the guy goes, "You guys are sick bastards." And we don't have a clue what he's talking about. 2 weeks before we got there, a newlywed couple was driving in a smaller vehicle, and high winds blew them off the bridge into the water, and they both died. And they thought we were mocking them by putting a surfboard on top in case we got blown off. Is that hysterical?
That's awesome.
Oh, Christmas was good at our house. We went to Gail's house, her 42nd annual open house.
What's that?
That's Gail. She's been alive forever. She's one of the original owners in this housing complex. So,
But open house usually means someone's selling a house.
no, open house means you're open it to everyone to come for Christmas Eve.
Oh, a little party.
Yeah, that's what original open house was. It didn't become till realtors took it over.
All right, take it back.
Yeah, but yeah, it was really nice. We went down there. She was great. She's doing as well as any one of us could have if she drank and smoked your whole life. And we walk in her house and she's got an elk as big as most people's living room sticking out of the side of the wall with a full rack.
Did she shoot it?
Yes.
Ooh, I like her already. How old is she?
She's 80 something.
Down, boy. John, you're committed.
I'll let her get a couple more years on her and then I'll swoop in. I like him really senile.
She's already got squirt guns, so.
You'll leave those behind.
I like a squirter.
But yeah, it was good. So we did that, and then we did the thing. And I had to go to work, and Christmas night at the Coots was off the hook. It was like a Saturday night. 1 million people.
Wasn't it? Did it turn into something late night?
Yeah, they came early, late, the whole night.
Oh, great! And
I was packed.
Didn't they do an open mic? Didn't Matt Collins host it?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I missed it. I heard there was not many comics, but they said they all had a really good time and got annihilated in the Christmas spirit. I'm sure Becker had something to do with that.
We saw to that. I didn't know what to get them for gifts, and I said, well, maybe this will work.
Shots work.
Yep.
Until I get you something, take this.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was good. So how was yours?
Uneventful.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think all of us as a group, Christmas is not a big deal. I actually kind of despise Christmas. It's such a fake holiday, and there's so much pressure. People are like, oh, I was going to get you something. I go, don't get me anything. I have too much stuff.
Yeah, Becky won't let me.
I do. I know.
Yeah, we just hung at that house. I mean, my brother and his wife, they go to Hawaii every year. So then when we can come down here, we just basically chill in a 3-bedroom house out in kind of the suburbs with chickens and boxer dogs. And
So you
know?
basically recreate the life you just got rid of.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
have to pay the bills.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not much of a Christmas. I'm more of a Halloween guy. So this is
Yeah. I love Halloween and what's the other one I really I kind of like is
Easter.
Easter. I do enjoy. Easter's fun. That's when spring comes up. So no problem with Easter.
Ham.
I have a rabbit suit, for God's sakes. You think I don't like Easter?
You have a suit for every holiday.
I do.
The rabbits I usually see that rabbit during solstice though for the summer outdoor shows.
Yeah, I know. I had a girl that was 18 when I was out there at one of those shows.
Yeah.
She comes in when she turned 21. I do a birthday shot for her. We celebrate. She goes, I know you. She pulls her phone out, flips through her pictures. She's got a picture of me and the rabbit, or her, I and the rabbit. And I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but anyway, it's she's had this picture since she's 18 on her phone of me and her in the parking lot of Coots.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, wow, that's some dedication.
Look at you, ushering young girls into womanhood for years.
I don't know. Rabbit done died. Yeah, so life is good. Yeah, I'm ready to get out of here, though.
Just to recap, you're headed to Costa Rica for a little while?
Yeah, I go and recharge my batteries, work on new magic stuff, and educate myself on 3D printing. That's my goal this year.
Are you gonna print some guns?
I don't know if I'd say that in a podcast.
Isn't that the thing that doesn't make any sense, to print a gun that like hardly works when you could just go to Walmart?
The problem you're having is they actually do work, and the government keeps, but they're going, they don't work that well. I don't know what that well is, but I think you just admitted we got a blinking contest.
But it seems
I'm buying all the plastic guns I can with my Bitcoins before they're worth nothing. You get all the Bitcoins you want with a plastic gun.
but in this country it seems, just go buy some guns. It's still really, really easy to buy guns.
I saw that guy that made a gun with a nail gun.
It's already a gun.
No, he made it like a thing. It shoots 200 yards. Put a nail through a 2x4 at 200 yards.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how you run ballistic tests, but it's a 10 penny nail. That's all we got so far.
It seems like the head of the nail would make it flip around. And I mean, I'm no scientist, but aerodynamically, a nail, it really only goes up to the head, and then it stops being aerodynamic.
Sounds like that would be a big distraction on a construction site. Why are they building a house?
Or are they practicing their aim?
Yeah.
And if you show your friends you got a nail gun that shoots 200 yards and a guy turns up dead in town with a nail stuck in his head,
Yeah.
how many Crime Stopper calls do you think they're going to get? I think this guy might be a person of interest.
Stay 200 yards away, though.
I'm just a lazy roofer. That's all.
But what do you want to start printing, Matt?
Oh, I just have different unique stuff I want to print. Like just different ideas for I have like cocktail shakers and different stuff I want to make that in order to make a prototype, you got to go and work with some generic douchebag that wants to charge you $1 million. Well, I'll make it, but there's going to be a lot of man hours in it. I go, no, there isn't. But you can't argue with him. He's the last guy who knows how to use a lathe.
Couldn't you just call China? I mean,
there you go. You're part of our problem, not our solution, you prick bastard.
Yeah, he's trying to keep a job in the United States here, John. I mean, I see where you're going, John.
You're trying to steal jobs from about 7,500 Chinese kids. That's what you're doing.
700. What are you talking about? One house?
Yeah.
It's $1.3 billion. Do the math.
Well, I'm just talking about that one factory you're stealing work from.
I don't know that one factory makes everything.
Well, the one that prints the penis-shaped cocktail shakers you're talking about.
I didn't say they were penis shaped, but
That's a guess.
yeah. No, you're right on the money. But yeah. But the thing is I just, for creativity wise, you can come up with anything you want and make it yourself. Anything from goofy glasses to anything.
I think, John, what Matt is advocating here is the R&D end of product development, which would be the research and development side. He wants to be able to do this on his own with a 3D printer, which that would enable him without getting other people, roping them into the situation. China's down the line. I mean, when it comes down to production, yeah, you're going to get it done over there. But to begin with, you always got to start with someone who's creative and then someone who can work tools. Becker's trying to take care of both those.
Right. Just like, those guns. Have you ever seen bump stocks? They were for handicapped people so they can hunt.
What is it?
They're basically a piece of plastic that goes on a higher caliber gun. And what it basically does, it turns it into an automatic weapon.
Uh-huh.
But they're legal because what they were for was so handicapped kids could go out in the woods and shoot, but they don't have the mobility to keep pulling a trigger, apparently. So all it does is when the gun kicks back, it resets it, and it drags your finger across the trigger over and over and over and over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're legal till they ban them.
It sounds like someone came up
But
with...
they're made of plastic, it turns out.
These handicap gangs I keep hearing about.
It sounds like someone came up with a way to make a semi-automatic weapon automatic, and then they reverse engineered an excuse to make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They figured out, well, handicap kids, who's going to bust our balls on this one?
Look at my friend Jerry. He can't use his hand that well. That's why I invented this.
Right there.
Plus, he gets to park closer in the woods to the deer because he has special parking.
That's the worst part is, got to haul that deer out of the woods.
You can't call it unfair, but
parking.
really, are we treating him just like everyone else?
So, there's just a lot of different things you can do with it. And there's a learning curve, actually big learning curve. So the quicker I'm in, the quicker I'm out.
I just heard something on a news story that even though you can build some of these things with the 3D printer, it's like 100% slower and 100% times the cost because the material that they use in the 3D printer is so expensive. So we're not right on the cusp of this thing. It's still in early stages.
They got you on the resin, on the printing resin, especially in Alaska because you got to ship it up here.
Yeah.
But what we do have is there's companies now that there's one that just made a shredder that takes old water bottles and shreds them and then melts them into plastic tubing for you.
What's
it's basically a processor that makes the tubing now. So you take if you can get your hands on empty water bottles.
I don't know if I could find those. Where do you find those?
Apparently along the road in every country.
On Tuesdays on
Any lake.
Yeah.
And every recycling bin in nice communities, you can get all you want.
Oh, now here's a good excuse for them to go out and clear up that the Gia or whatever that thing is out in the middle of the ocean, as big as Texas. Yeah. All those water bottles, you can make all the plastic tubing you want.
You can print the boat.
But then where are all those fish you got trapped in those bottles going to live?
No, you bottle the fish.
Oh, yeah.
And then you 3D print your boat, and then you 3D print a net, and then net all the garbage out in the ocean, and then
just keep printing.
Then just keep printing.
You got yourself a goddamn cruise ship.
Yeah, you don't even have to hit land. You could be like the Whale Wars guy. Just stay out on the ocean all the time.
See, somebody didn't think of that, did they?
No.
Bam.
Hey, you guys, anyone ever heard of whale bacon?
No, this sounds fascinating.
No.
I know people.
I was just thinking when I saw the word whale bacon, I thought it was like that was just might be a term for something else, But apparently they sell it in like the Scandinavian countries, anywhere where they still participate in whaling. But it's like how thick is that fat on the whale bacon?
But isn't that the best part of bacon?
It is in moderation with some of the meat on the belly. I mean, the pork belly is where they cut the bacon from. But like, what would whale bacon even look like?
I have a feeling it doesn't taste anything like pork.
No, I don't think so either.
We don't know this.
No, we don't. We don't.
I will say the ice cream was a bit of a letdown.
Oh yeah.
The whale.
I guess if you force feed a pig, plankton and small fish for its entire life, and then eat its bacon, maybe that would be close.
Like the goose liver.
And delicious.
Like foie gras, just have the pig there with some kind of separator opening his mouth and just shoving in.
This might be the beginning of a culinary breakthrough.
I think so. This is different.
Well, this is beyond surf and turf.
I swear I've heard of beaver bacon. They took beaver because it's high fat.
Okay.
Beavers are high in fat. And somebody made bacon with it. Becky got some from a guy from the hair salon. He gave it to her. And we put it in our freezer. And that's the week. Remember when our freezer stopped working?
It was off for a week.
Yeah, we went down to LA and we came back and our fridge, the seal broke on the door. And so everything was ruined. and the freezer was all melted, and that was in there. So we decided not to chance it.
No.
Twice. We didn't eat it before. We didn't eat it after.
That's interesting. You said beaver. Two of the things that you could eat during Lent were whale meat and beaver tail.
True, they had a deadly outbreak of salmonella up here from beaver tail. And what happened was,
I thought that was chlamydia.
It depends on what part of the beaver you ate.
Yeah, it's a gateway drug, sir. But
wrong beaver.
Right hole, wrong beaver.
Gotcha.
They make a beaver tail and they ferment it. They do it like kimchi almost. They put it in a bag and they put it in the ground and they let it ferment and they leave it for like 6 weeks. They take it out and eat it. Well, what happened was the new generation started using Ziploc bags and they put it in the ground, but that holds air and the air got salmonella in it. So they had in the village, had like 4 deaths from eating salmonella beaver.
Like tainted beaver.
Tainted beaver. That's it. Beaver fever.
And if you've ever been near tainted beaver,
but is that weird? Because they didn't stay with the traditional way of doing it. They go, we'll use Ziplocs. This will be easier.
Where I grew up in Southeast, they would do that, but with fish, and it would just like kind of rot and ferment under the dirt. And I had it once, and really, you would swear you were getting some sort of sickness from eating, even if it was done right, because it is not pleasant.
Isn't that weird? There must be different taste buds. I mean, I get being exposed to only certain things, but it's just weird to me. When you look at some of the foods they eat, you go, I don't get how they eat it, but that's what they have to eat. So,
but they also were eating that as young as 2 years old. They were probably introduced to some of these foods and these textures much earlier than you at a man coming in and going, yeah, that cartilage and tendon, not for me.
Well, that's been my argument with the villages because they used to live off the land, and now they complain that Cheetos are like $9 a bag in the villages. And I go, I don't know that that's living off the land. Or I know they don't grow well out there, but the whole idea is they ate a lot of fatty foods because you really did have to be heavy for extreme temperatures.
Yeah.
Every time I get these kids that come in from these places, I have to look up on a map and they tell me about what it's like out there. I go, I think I'd last about 5 minutes.
And you're talking about the kids who live way out in the villages.
Yeah. But I mean, literally they're like, I mean, they get up and they go break ice and go get water and bring it in. And then they go get wood and they bring it in or whatever, or however they're heating oil and they got that going. And I mean, that's a daily event. You don't get water, you don't got water.
Well, that's John. John's planning that trip to ADAC, right?
Yeah.
And Barrow.
It's and that's where I grew up in Southeast in a village, and we had to fill our own heating oil and all that stuff. It's it's not as hard as it sounds.
I guess.
Are you going to be doing this?
Am I going to be doing it?
Yeah.
No, not anymore. That's why I live in a.
I guess it's not as hard as you made it sound.
No, it's not as hard as I made it sound. Somebody took care of that for me.
All of this happening at 30 and 40 below, though.
Oh yeah, but no, I couldn't handle that. That is ridiculous.
No, and that's the thing. I was talking to Jared, and he said it was 42 in Chicknick when he was down there.
42 below?
No, 42 above.
40 right now?
When we were having 6, he was having 42 in Chicknick.
Oh, that doesn't.
And so they snow machine. They goofed around their whole trip down there for the holidays. He flew in last night. They came in. They left in 42, and they got here for -6 or whatever. Oof. But the plane doesn't have a heater.
Wait a minute, not a commercial plane. This is like a float plane or something, because they're not getting up into.
It's a commercial plane, but it doesn't have a heater in it.
But they don't have to go up up an atmosphere or two. I mean, it has to be pressurized, and it has to be.
It's pressurized, but it's a tin can freezing with no heater.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said they landed once to warm up. They came and warmed the plane up, and then they took off and went back. Kept going. I was like, "There's no heater on the plane." He's like, "Nope."
So they actually have to land to rub their hands together and everyone get warm, stand by the fire. We're going to light one of the wheels on fire.
I guess they land at some strip and then they heat the plane back up so it can hold some heat and then they take off again. But yeah, he said no, it was about 0 when they landed and they heated the plane back up and then they made it in Anchorage.
Couldn't they just start a small fire in the plane?
I bet you can't do that, Ricky Nelson. There's precedent for that mistake. How's your Zeppelin doing? Not so well. I really think we should have put the smoking section farther down. This is how spoiled we are. We're asking him, do you have first class seats available? And they're asking, are we going to stop and heat the plane up at any point?
Yeah.
Oh, how about the Olympics, the Winter Olympics in Russia?
Yeah, I'm not much of an Olympics guy, but I did notice that they let the 30 protesters for Greenpeace go, and they let that mob guy, they gave him a pardon, and then they let Pussy Riot out of jail.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they did. I think I know who's doing the halftime show. Don't ruin it for me.
The reason they're doing this, I think, is just to give them a little positive press for the upcoming Olympics.
I know, but my point is, yesterday car bombing, they had 2 more today.
Yeah.
And now they're going, well, security might not be good enough, maybe.
Yeah,
If you were looking for a reason not to go to the Olympics, this would be it.
I haven't really been following a whole lot of it. I know they're very anti-gay. The U.S. Like ambassador contingent. I think there's like 2 or 3 homosexuals on it, just to really stick it to them.
The U.S. team?
For like the representatives. I don't know about the team itself, but like I don't really even know how the Olympics work.
So yeah, that was an issue before, and I don't think you can change. Basically, I don't think you can change the ideas of their leadership over there, because someone points out that it would probably be a better PR move to say the gays are welcome.
And they won't back down. They keep going, nope, we're not backing down.
Well, they're not going to arrest people, but
They said we probably won't.
yeah, it's such a weird thing that they probably won't. I mean, why would we even send a team over there if they're gonna?
If we were ever going to pull out of Olympics, I said we should just do it here. Just say we're going to have our guys do it. You can compare the times over there. We're just doing it at home court advantage.
We'll hold our own.
We're going to do it like near the wild.
Perfect.
Bruce's Olympics. We have to have a different name. We can't use Olympics.
And we're going to use an e-torch. But we'll have to keep it outside New York.
Yeah, an e-torch. Can't go through New York. We'll have to bypass New York completely.
So New York banning the e-cigarettes, do you think that is forward thinking? Or do you think they're just trying to keep it fair?
What do you mean fair?
So they're like, well, if you guys can't smoke your real cigarettes in this place, you can't smoke your fake cigarettes either.
I hate to beat a dead horse, but it's all becoming, this is like what happened. Remember when Michael Jackson was on trial again and OJ was on trial again? After we went through a decade before OJ on trial and Michael Jackson on trial, we went back and relived it. This is like e-cigarettes are the Bitcoin of smoking because they're not taxing them for tobacco because they're not tobacco.
Yeah.
And people are switching to them at such a high rate. They don't know what to do. They're going, we need to tax you somehow or do something because you guys are selling more e-cigarettes than we're selling cigarettes. And we pay for everything with cigarette tax. And they went, well, sorry. So now they don't know what to do. We have fake currency, fake cigarettes. I'm going to make a fake liquor and see how they ban that. It's going to be a non-alcoholic liquor that makes you drunk as a skunk. And see if you can do anything.
It's mostly antifreeze.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you the secret. Meanwhile, they cleared up that whole thing on parties of 6 or more. Gratuity that's added in now is considered payroll tax. And so servers now it's going to be put on their income. They fixed that loophole. Thank God the IRS was looking at that.
Wait a minute. Back up a second now. I just heard about that. You're talking about like when there's a large party and there's an automatic gratuity taken out by the restaurant. So explain it, because
the IRS says when you do these large groups, because you have a large group, and I know why they do it. People don't understand why they do it. They do it because, and we've all been in this spot, you go to a nice restaurant, 18 people show up, they put an 18% gratuity on the table because you're going to hold up the kitchen for the other people.
It's a lot more work. You got to wrangle more people. You got to get, yeah.
But the other thing is, and this is the real reason they do it, is because what happens is you have what's known as the grazers. They show up, they order the most expensive thing, they have 5 cocktails, and then they go, oh, but I have to get home early. And they leave $14 on the table and leave. Now, the poor sucker who's the last one to get the bill, he looks down and he sees he owes $8,000 for dinner for 18 people.
Yeah.
and everyone's giving him $14 a piece. So he's only $500 short on the total. So he doesn't feel like tipping now.
Yeah.
So what they did was they added it in. So you go, well, this is what it's going to be no matter what. Well, now they've considered that part of a payroll tax that you're going to get taxed on it on your income.
The server.
No, well, the restaurant is taking it in. It's going to be processed at 38% through your payroll. So you're getting it back as if it's an hourly wage. You're getting your tip as an hourly wage at 18%.
This is what we're spending our time on?
No, this is the only thing they did. They haven't done anything else. They haven't closed gun show shootouts. We couldn't do that. We couldn't figure out how to stop people from having AK-47s in their lockers, but we got this.
One step at a time.
Unbelievable. We're going into this spiraling shitbag. Wait till they cut unemployment for apparently half the country that's been on it for 99 weeks.
Didn't that just happened today, right?
Yep.
What's that?
They unemployment got cut for like half the people who are on it, I think, because it was part of there's only so much room for so many people, but they extended that because of the recession, and then that just ended, and Congress did not approve the extension to continue. But they promise as soon as they get back in session after the holidays, they're gonna get on that.
They're gonna get right on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never applied for unemployment. Have you guys?
I never have either, but I get it in this economy. I mean, if I moved to Rhode Island right now, I guarantee you I'd be a year into getting any kind of job because everyone in Rhode Island, they know people. They can't get a job. What the hell made you think the new guy was going to get a job?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I tell people moving to Colorado, I go, yeah, I know smoking weed sounds fun, but you got to do more than just smoke weed.
Yeah, someone asked me about that the other day, and they asked about the dispensaries and stuff up here because it's legal in Colorado and Washington for marijuana use, and I haven't seen anything around town. And then I actually spotted one today. It doesn't have to have like a catchy name or like a dude with a cat in the hat juggling out front to like catch your eye, because since it's legal, it can just look like a regular business. You know
well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
no, because I actually opened a couple. They're called Blockbuster. Yeah, you'll find them centrally located throughout the city. I just took over all their leases when they closed. I'm up and running.
One dude in there with a table.
Yeah.
Keep all the DVDs. Those will sell.
Oh no! You buy an ounce of weed, I give you a free DVD.
It's moving like crazy. That's the only way to get rid of some of those DVDs.
Box of Mike and Ike's.
Oh, perfect. That's another winning business plan right there.
Isn't it? Take over all their leases because they already got stores everywhere.
Let me put my seafood flavored bacon in there.
Yeah, that's the thing is you're going to be able to do any business you want with the weed shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I sell custom lampshades and weed. So how many lampshades you sold? None, except for the ones made out of weed.
Actually, no. If you put one, they have to take one lampshade for every order of weed. You're moving them like crazy. You're not selling them, but you're moving product.
The more I read about the Washington State one, it's the funniest thing ever. Apparently, anyone with a driver's license can grow weed up to a certain point. You just apply for the license, and it's a fee or whatever, but it's not bad. But apparently, there's going to be 8 million people growing weed. I don't know if you know what that does in market share. But when you're stuffing Beanie Babies with weed just to try to get rid of it, you might have overstocked.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess that'll be my that'll be my project this week. I'm gonna head into that dispensary and see what's going on in there.
Greg, you know, it'd be hysterically funny because remember, forever when we were growing up, they always told us you need to legalize hemp because you can make rope with it.
Yeah.
You can make clothes with it.
Paper.
You should go around with a GoPro to all the weed shops and go, hey, so do you know how to make rope with this?
Yeah. Hey,
now that it's legal, and they'll be like, well, I mean.
How do you get me? Like just stand there with a bunch of pot leaves. How do I get started? Like starting a lanyard at summer school? I don't know how to start.
That was always their argument the whole time. It's not about smoking it, dude. It's about all the products, and we wouldn't have to import. And I go, well, I get it, but do any of you know how to do anything other than smoke it? No.
One of you do one thing with it other than put it in a pipe or a bong.
Have you ever been on Etsy and looked because I wanted to do something with bottles. I thought we get so many glass bottles I can get from the bar.
You mean like recycled bottles?
Right, glass bottles, yeah, like empty booze bottles. I mean, I get all I want.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like it was a tragedy to throw them away. And I was like, we should do something. I went on Etsy. Everyone thinks they invented drilling a hole in a bottle and putting a chamber in it. I mean, you can get any brand you want, and they really are selling like $24. And I'm going, it's an absolute bottle you drill the hole in.
Yeah.
But they all think they invented it. And it's so embarrassing. You're like, this isn't there. And some people cut them off and make a glass set. So you could get a set of Absolute or Grey Goose glasses.
Or Sky, that cool cobalt blue. You make a couple of like highball glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all there is. It's almost unbelievable for what you think would be a very talented, creative group. No one's done anything. No wonder we throw it away.
They sell those in the store now. I was in a store down here, and they're selling Absolute, Belvedere, Grey Goose cocktail glasses. And it's
Are they saying recycled?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's they're repurposing the empty liquor bottles.
I bet they're made in the U.S.
No, those go to China.
Yeah, we can't cut them out.
No one here knows how to cut a
Fill
bottle.
them with booze and empty them, and then we send the bottles back to China so they can turn them into glasses for us.
Yes.
We got another order, kids. Drink up. But yeah, that was the one that fascinated me. I thought there's got to be something cool to do with bottles. There's apparently nothing cool to do with bottles.
I don't spend a lot of time
too.
on Etsy, but I mean I think you're obsessing about one spot because there's some cool shit on there.
You can break them up and make a tabletop.
Oh, you're looking at just glass.
Yeah, I was looking at what
okay.
you do with glass bottles. You know what I was going to make? I was going to take the Patron balls. You remember the spa ball?
The which one?
The spa ball where it shoots the lights.
Oh yeah. The ball that has LEDs and you float it in a bathtub or in a pool or a jacuzzi.
I was going to make those with Patron bottles.
Glass in a
Yeah,
bottle.
I don't know if that's.
You don't put glass in a pool, dude.
No, I'd be the only guy making them.
That's true.
Well, actually, what I can do is I can scan the bottle and print it out in plastic.
And then then you sell it with every purchase of weed from your Blockbuster weed store.
I'll fill the bottle with weed. You take it out, take the weed out, then you got a party pack. Let's do this thing. All right, this is another episode of Near the Wild.
Coming to you live via the internet. I'm John Norris.
I'm Matt Becker.
And I'm Greg Chaille.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for trying.
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Greg Chaille.
So I feel like we're gonna end up talking over each other a lot because now there's no social cues on when anybody's gonna talk.
Well, I knew I could do it.